Hello, my fellow pod pilots of New Eden. My name is Eddie Rio. This is PvP RoamAntics, episode 10. Now, got a couple of decent 1v1 fights to show you to start with. This first one I'm in my arbitrator, and I'm against another arbitrator, which is Coinkadunk. I jumped into the system and he engaged the sort of PvP duel aspect, and I thought, yep, I'll click yes and get into a fight. I think an arbitrator 1v1 fight is a pretty cool thing to get into. So I'm in a heavily tanked armor ship. I've got my medium repper and my medium ancillary repper, which is going to keep me alive, and pretty much most of my DPS comes from my drones. I've obviously got some neuting power, and he's got some neuting power as well. So both our DPS comes from our drones. So it is a proper drone battle. As you can see, we're just trying to fend off each other's drones. I'm trying to keep close to him. I'm not too worried about putting my afterburner on and orbiting him too much, because I think his drones are going to hit me, and I'd rather sort of try and save my capacitor for that. I've got a cap booster and reps, whereas I think this guy is just plate fitted. So whereas I can sort of carry on tanking, once his armor disappears, that's it, he's gone. Now, I lost one drone there. I'm trying to keep my drones as much as possible, but while he's shooting my drones, he's not shooting me. So I'm kind of happy for him to take out a couple of my drones and sort of let them get down into half armor or half hull, and then, you know, scoop my drone back in and then pop it back out again. I've also got a couple of hammerheads in reserve. I've also got a lot of warriors as well. So I'm kind of thinking, while he's attacking my drones, I'm happy with that. And I don't mind losing one or two, because I know I've got more in reserve. And I'm not having to worry about my tank while he's going after that. So he just slowly slips in and losing more armor as it's going on. And he's spending all his time worrying about my drones, whereas I can worry about trying to kill him and break his tank, which has now failed. And it's just a matter of getting through his hull. And I also know that once he's dead, he's going to have a few drones knocking around that I can scoop up and use afterwards to carry on my roam with, so I don't mind losing a few drones. Great little 1v1 there though. Now another 1v1. This is a Vexor versus a Vexor. So I kind of like the 1v1 in the same ship type, because it's all down to who's got the best fit and who's managing their tank better. There was also a Myrmidon sat in the gate, sat on the station rather, and I didn't know whether they were together or not. I'd kind of locked that Myrmidon up beforehand, and I thought, you know, sometimes after about an hour of roaming, you just don't care and you want to get in a fight, especially when you're just in a cruiser and it's not too much. So if the Myrmidon joined in as well, I wouldn't be too bummed out. I might even still kill this Vexor. But as it happened, the Myrmidon just kind of sat there and watched us. He didn't even lock us up, so I don't know whether he was AFK. I probably should have gone for him afterwards and taken a bit of station fire, but as you can see, I'm sort of managing to keep myself repped up. I'm losing a bit of armor as it goes on, but my drones and my guns are doing a lot of damage to him. And again, I don't think he's got a repper fitted, he's plate fitted. So because I've got the reps, I can tank him and I can just keep on going. You see, I lock the Myrm up then, and he still doesn't lock me. He doesn't even care, you know, about the fight that's going on, that I find really weird. And the Vexor goes down. Great little 1v1 fight. I've, you know, just had two of those and come out on top. So I've got the best fit out of those two fights, which felt kind of satisfying. Now, I've had a few generous in-game donations from a few people, which has been greatly received, which I suppose it just means I get to PvE less and PvP more, which is always good, and I can sort of try and bang these episodes out a bit more. But I will say to people, if you do donate, it is well received, but I will go out and lose the ISK as quickly as possible. I'm not very good at holding on to ISK, and if I've got, you know, people say you should only fly what you can afford to lose, so if people give me ISK, I'm just going to go out and lose it basically. But I had enough ISK to try and fight in a couple of Dominixes and a bit of battleship PvP, something I really enjoy. So I fit out a couple of really heavy tanked Dominixes and just started roaming in low sec, a little bit tipsy I might add as well, but it was really enjoyable. I think I must have gone for about 3/4 of an hour without getting a fight roaming in low sec in a Dominix, and I think I must have attracted a little bit of attention to myself on both times, and as you can see, the fight started off with a few ships and my tank was kind of holding, and then all of a sudden it escalated and, you know, a battleship jumped in and it just kind of got too much for me to tank and I couldn't do anything. It's one of, you know, at least I didn't get ECM'd or anything, which was great, and I always respect that, but unfortunately it didn't go my way. And same in the second fight here. I don't know what I was doing, but there was just far too many ships for me to engage. I kind of thought that some people were having a bit of a fight here already, so I walked to the gate and then I thought no, and then I tried to warp away and I couldn't, so then I thought, right, I'll just jump through and try and warp away, but by that time I was pretty much stuck and they got points on me, so I thought I'll try and kill them. I think also, if you notice here, I'm just up against a Phobos and another battleship. They were holding their friends on the other side of the gate, I think waiting for an escalation. You don't often see a Dominix roaming around on its own in low sec. Perhaps they were thinking that more stuff was going to come in. But once they realised that it was just an idiot on its own in a battleship, they decided to jump the rest of them in, and I got completely ganked, which was unfortunate. But you know, these fights last, even though I was getting highly outnumbered, the fights last a lot longer in battleships because you can rep a lot more, and I do really enjoy that. And I'm sorry that I didn't get a good fight out of my Dominixes and something to show you with a decent couple of kills on or anything, but it's sometimes good to show the bad as well as the good. And you know, not all my fights end out in good. I select the ones where perhaps I've done a little bit better for this show. If you go and look at my kill board, you'll see what I mean by that. But in saying that, hopefully that shows that kill boards don't matter, you know, and I obviously know people love looking at their kill boards, and it says a lot about who you are and how you PvP, but it's about going out there and giving it a go and just trying it. And even if you lose 10 ships but you have that one amazing fight out of all those 10, that's what it's about. Now I managed to get myself a low grade crystal clone set as well, which, you know, to replace the one that I stupidly lost a few weeks ago. And I fit myself out a Celestis, which in not a armor Celestis, a shield Celestis. Say that 10 times fast. And unfortunately I was just slightly outnumbered on this fight as well, but I was amazed at the tank. I've got a large ancillary shield booster and an extra large shield ancillary booster, and the tank on this thing is crazy. The extra large ancillary booster will rep the whole of my shields in one button press, which is amazing, and you'll see that slightly in a minute there. Watch my shields go down and I press it once and I've got full shields again. So it's all about kind of waiting for one ancillary to reload in that 30 seconds while you're using the other one. Great little fit this. And like I said, really impressed with the tank, but I was just played very well by these guys, and I thought I might be able to get that Proteus if I got in range of him, but he managed to stay out of my scram range the whole time, and I was trying to get this Frigg, but because I didn't have a web, which is another trade-off that you have with shield and armor, I wasn't able to web him down, and because I had hammerheads, not warriors, I'm not really made for getting Friggs. I'm sort of cruiser or bigger with this ship. Perhaps if I fitted some newts in my highs instead of the autocannons, that might have gone my way a little bit better. So yeah, really impressed with this shield fit, and with the crystals and the blue pill, the tank is insane, and I will definitely be going out and doing a bit more shield tanking now that I've got a crystal clone set again, and mixing it up and trying lots of different fits. So not the best episode there for hitting double figures, 10th episode. I think, you know, lost 2 Dominixes and a Celestis in this one, but like I said, it's good to show the bad times sometimes, and it's all about just going out there and giving it a go, and if you get that one good fight, it's really satisfying. So because I've done 10 episodes now, a little plan of mine is to take some of the best fights from those 10 episodes, put them to some music, and make a really good sort of 10-minute PvP video, put in some good graphics and little animations maybe, and make something that will be good to watch. So keep an eye out for that one. Thanks very much for watching. Till next time, fly safe.